Hello, hello, hello. We need to talk about something, and that something is what is going on right now. The Great Awakening, December 21st, Ascending, New Earth. We have Galactic Federation over here. There's a lot building in the world right now, and I just want to take a minute to talk about that. And especially kind of relate it back to personal life, because I feel like if there's not a relation back to personal life, how seriously can this be taken? If it's all things that we're getting or, channeling in or hearing from other people, it really holds no ground until it's assimilated in the direct life. So that's what I want to talk about. The last few months, especially, have been fucking crazy. Like, hands down, wild. I have come way further in the last few months than I have over the last few years as far as spirituality, connecting with my highest self, my faith, my belief, my practice. And not gonna lie, the practice has taken a bit of a downfall, and that's kind of another thing that I kind of want to touch on. But since November 29th, that last big solar flare and our eclipse, that really started this major shift to the point to where myself and my husband are having weird time dilations. We're experiencing the same things at the same time, which we always have, but it's getting more intense. He's starting to be able to look into people's thoughts. We're having crazy divine connections when we do go out with just random people that are just continuous signs and continuous overlappings of our 3D reality and our 5D reality. When we're overlapping into that 5D reality, all aspects of fear and hate and judgment get pushed to the side. And it is all love and connectivity and connectivity. People coming back into their faith. And what's beautiful is a lot of people are now being able to see that as faith isn't just believing in God or believing in this single deity. Faith isn't monotheism. It is, I think that's what that's called. I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. Faith is having love and connectivity with something that is greater than just here. For me, my faith is in the collective of all of us, in all of our highest selves forming Christ consciousness. So, when we take our souls, when we align with our highest self, and we feel that connectivity back up into Source. Source is a collection of all of our souls, of all of our energies. Source is the creator and the destroyer, as Source is us. Not the ego us, not this body us, but us. And having faith in something larger than is just here gives you grounding, moving forward into this 5D, into this next phase of our evolution. Without that grounding, you then become lost. And that's where you're seeing people rioting and fighting one another and having this crazy mask debate. And there's just so much animosity happening in the world. And the animosity is coming from the people who are not grounded in their faith, and who have too much of a grounding here on this third dimensional plane, who are so connected and attached to the way things are now. And unfortunately, that brings up a lot of naivety on the situations of the fact that the only thing that is constant is change. So there's this huge disconnect between those experiencing the 5D and those experiencing the 3D. Those still experiencing the 3D when you have started experiencing the 5D and you have started aligning yourself with the 5D, you're able to quite literally see the black sludge energy around those in the 3D. When you interact with the others that are starting to shift into the 5D, those are the people that you're going to be making eye contact with. Deep, weird, I see you eye contact in the grocery stores. The people that you're going to have random conversations with, and it's just going to fill you with so much love and light and hope, and just really blindside you with love. Blindside you with another being experiencing this 5-dimensional reality alongside you, outside of your own personal, family or bubble or friend group or whatever, you're around during this transition. This transition is beautiful because we get to experience all these things, right? This transition is also deeply painful. And even with the people that are experiencing the 3D and they're having their own version of pain, those are the people who have been extremely resistant, haven't done any of the work, and they're experiencing some of what I can imagine the harshest, just emotional death that there is. That's why a lot of people are really violent right now. A lot of people are very, very hateful, are nasty. Their spacesuits are nasty. And that's also what's really important to remember too, is just, we're not this, we are this. But we came into this to play out this's role. We came into this body with the intention of creating the ego to operate in this third dimensional plane and in this third dimensional game, so that way we could get to this point. Like, the ego in that third dimensional self serves a purpose. I'm going to rephrase that. Served a purpose. We've done that. We've learned the 3D game. Now we're popping up. When it starts to get minorly painful and minorly rough for the people like us who are leveling up, is when we're still playing out some of those third dimensional paradigms. We've gone really far in some aspects. We're super connected. We're channeling messages. There's art. We're experiencing it. We're seeing it. Like, it's here. We're in the 5th dimension. It's happening. Right now, we are it. But when you still play out some of those third dimensional paradigms, there's this friction of, all right, well, everything else is here, but why are these down here? Like, we're all up here, but you have some little fuckies down here. Also, I just want to point out these little speckly things, not on my computer, not on my anything. Those, my friends, are little light codes. They're popping off the reflection from my Christmas tree onto this. If you notice, they flicker, but roughly stay in the same spot. Those are light codes. So these are even more confirmations and reminders that we are no longer experiencing the 3D. These also just distracted me from my whole point that I was trying to get to in that last part. My biggest thing is we need to stop playing out these third dimensional paradigms. And that's easier said than done. This last, again, since the 29th, this period for myself and for my husband has been very turbulent. Because there are still so many third dimensional paradigms that we're still playing out. We're still making a lot of excuses for things. We're still going in this direction because it's comfortable, instead of being like, but hey, we need to go over here. Like, and so it takes a lot of work, and especially right now with the shift that's happening, it's a lot harder to get out of those paradigms because of the energy that's building. December 21st, Saturn and Jupiter are going to be conjunct. That is the planet of deception and control and power, and the planet of growth and love and unity and shedding the old. But because the paradigm of control and power and everything has been in control for so long, it's harder to move out of that. And right now, as Phil Goodlife would say, these are our agent Smiths. Our neuroses, our egoic tendencies, they're agent Smiths from the Matrix. They are designed to keep us in the Matrix. So when we're shifting out of it and we notice them keep coming up, they notice us noticing them, and then they're like, well, now we have to grab on even harder, because this is the only grasp that we have left on this vessel. If we let go of this grip, we lose the vessel. What the Agent Smiths are having issues with is the fact that whether they like it or not, the earth as a whole is ascending. The earth as a whole is raising its vibration. That is why this is so important. That is why this is so important. Is because not only are we experiencing an ascension, not only are we experiencing a perception shift, but the earth itself is quite literally raising its vibration. And you can see evidence of that through Schumann resonance. These things are happening, and they are happening now. And the Smiths, the egos, the everything need to get on board with that, because if they do not, it will suffer a painful death. And I just need to remind, these things are all inside of us. So it's about allowing ourselves to have that direct line of communication with our highest selves and embody that highest self. And when those third dimensional paradigms pop up in our lives, watching TV, scrolling on fucking whatever you're scrolling on, the substance abuse, drinking, going out and partying, eating super processed foods, like all of these things are your third dimensional paradigm. So when you're catching yourself in a third dimensional paradigm, it's important to not judge it, because when you are putting forward a judgment frequency, it feeds it. Because the soul doesn't operate off of judgment, it operates off of love. So when you're looking at these egoic tendencies playing out and you're casting judgment, that's just your ego casting judgment back onto itself. So it becomes this cycle. And nothing gets done. It grows and it grows and it grows. And then you become buried under the weight of these paradigms. Nurture yourself. Tell yourself that it's okay. Rest, goddammit. Rest. Allow your body to just adjust. We're going through a lot of shifts right now. Our bodies aren't used to it. There's a lot of energies happening and conflicting. And we need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to allow ourselves to take a step back and say, we're going through a lot right now, but we can make it out, and we can be better, and we can move forward, because we are a higher entity collectively. We have the higher powers to move ourselves out of this, to move ourselves along with the earth and its ascension process, as we are already doing. But we have the power to make it smoother, to make it better, to make this experience a beautiful one, rather than being so comfortable in our shit. And I get it, we've been in our shit for so long. Our shit is all we've known, and stepping into the unknown, it's scary and it's wild. I mean, Shane and I literally every night when he comes home from work, sit down, talk for way too long, go to bed way too late. But we talk about how absolutely crazy it is to be experiencing this. It's okay to look at it and say, oh my God, this is crazy. What's not okay is to allow that to take you down your vibrational level. If you're acknowledging that it's crazy, you flow with the crazy. If you catch yourself saying, this is scary, sit with the feeling of being scared, and remember that fear is an egoic paradigm. Your soul knows no fear. Soul only knows love. Highest self only knows love. The earth is moving into a place where it only knows love. Anything operating outside of that, you just have to decide on how beautiful and easy that is. You choose your struggle. You choose your suffering. Your suffering. If you're choosing to take a harder path, that's absolutely okay. If that is your choice. You know, sometimes we need a harder path. We need a swift kick in the ass. I did a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm going through a lot of shifts right now as far as breaking out of old egoic paradigms. Just trust that we are here, and not here on the third dimensional plane, not here in whatever situation you find yourself in, but we are here in an essence of love and connectivity. We are here together. We ascend together, and we play out our new 5-dimensional roles together. I wanted to come and I wanted to say that because I feel it's so important to understand that we're going through a lot right now, and it's hard and we struggle, and even the people that are on these higher paths are having a rough time, and that's okay too. And it's even more okay for the people who are not transferring into our 5D and who are still stuck out in the 3D. All our job is to spread light, spread love, raise the collective vibrations. Don't stoop, because that just keeps us trapped in our paradigms, keeps us trapped in the 3D. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and to share that with you. I send you all love. I send you all peace. I send you all incredible vibrations moving forward into this. And let's just all support each other. We are all in it together. We are all experiencing this together. And I'm just so blessed to be here with all of you. Much love, y'all.